I said like I think dirty talk is only sexy in English
Okay.
and not in Bahasa Indonesia.
Why?
Translate it to Bahasa Indonesia.
Siapa ayahmu?
Bapakmu siapa?
Bapakmu siapa?
Someone say size don't matter, you lie. You lying son of a
Guys.
I tried to kill myself twice.
Okay.
2014, I died for 20 seconds.
Oh my God.
There's no tunnels, no light.
Okay.
Honestly, more disappointing than the last season of Game of Thrones.
All right. And yang! All right.
What's up?
Okay, I heard, all right, most of your jokes are dark.
Yes.
Which I love because that's my kind of humor.
Are you sure?
No, seriously. It is.
Because like my experience is like every time I perform and then like I ask, do you guys like dark jokes? And people was like, yes. And then silence.
Give me your most, like, let's say, sexual joke. The
Most sexual jokes.
joke.
My most sexual jokes like I said like I think dirty talk is only sexy in English
Okay.
and not in Bahasa Indonesia.
Why?
Cause like take example, who's your daddy?
Mm-mm.
It's only sexy in English. Translate it to Bahasa Indonesia.
Siapa ayahmu?
Bapakmu siapa?
Bapakmu siapa? You're right, actually.
Right. It's and like what do you do? What do you say when you have sex in Indonesia? It's like mantap bang. It's not sexy itu.
Maybe stick to moaning. Yeah.
Yeah,
If it's in
yeah.
Bahasa Indonesia.
Exactly. And that's the sexual jokes that also like Indonesian can enjoy, right? Because it's like, yeah, that's right, you know.
You perform mainly in Bali, right? That's why.
Mainly in Bali. I'm based in Bali. That's
Yeah.
right.
I feel like people in Bali are more open to dark jokes. Is that right? Because there's more foreigners, there are more people there. That's like, you know.
Depends on the venues and depends on the audience.
Okay.
Because like humor is very subjective,
Yeah.
right? Like yeah, we got mix of audience that really like fucked up jokes,
Right.
and the others are just like fucking liars. It's just like
Okay.
they'll be like, yeah, we're good with dark jokes. Again,
They say
it's
something.
too dark for
And then they get
them.
offended.
And not offended. It's more of like uncomfortable because
Oh,
my
okay.
dark jokes is very personal from like
Mm,
personal experience, right?
Okay.
Like I talk about committing suicide,
Okay.
and when I said the word suicide, you can hear a lot of butthole just clench shut.
Okay.
And but
Just
like
from that one word.
just from
yeah,
that
yeah.
word, because in comedy I think the word suicide, the word raped,
Mhm.
it's can be just like, okay, where are you
Yeah.
gonna bring this, right? Because
How are you
this
gonna make it funny?
exactly these
Yeah.
two topics is really heavy,
Mhm.
but if you can pull it in the end, the payoff is really worth it.
Suicide?
So
If you can pull it off?
yeah, do you want to hear my suicide
Sure.
jokes?
Okay.
I said like I tried to kill myself twice.
Okay.
In 2014 and 2019. So it's like every 5 years, I was like thinking to kill myself. So it's like Indonesia presidential election. And both times I used pills, trying to
Okay.
overdose. 2014, I died for 20 seconds.
Oh my God. Okay.
I died for 20 seconds.
Clinically dead.
Technically dead. And I was like, if you ask me what's the end of the life, it's like nothing. There's no tunnels, no light.
Okay.
Honestly, more disappointing than the last season of Game of Thrones.
All right.
Right. And then 2019, again, trying to overdose, sleeping pills. I was like, I'm just gonna die in my sleep.
Mhm.
But then the next day, I woke up feeling refreshed.
Okay.
I was like, who would have thought all my problem could be solved with a good night's sleep?
Best sleep you've ever had.
Exactly. I was like, not gonna do it again.
Every 5 years, right?
Every 5 years.
Whatever happened to 2024?
I was like, well,
Maybe not this time.
not this time, not this time.
Maybe you skip an election, you know?
Yeah,
So that's
exactly.
like 5 years again. 5 years again.
5 years, 5 years. And then I continue with the reason why I took pills is because I want it to be clean. You know, I don't want to leave a mess. I don't want to just like, you know, surprise the people who found me. I could have hanged myself. I could, but I'm scared that when I hang myself, I would come.
Auto asphyxiation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I was like, what would have written on my tombstone? Here lies any egg. Easy come, easy go. That's right, Oscar. That's my kind of humor.
I like it though. I don't think. Oh, my jokes are more like just, you know, as it goes.
Okay. Okay.
I don't have any really good jokes. What is my darkest joke in English is something I found was what has 2 legs and is bleeding?
What?
Half a dog.
There's something there. There's something there.
There's something there for the right audience.
Exactly.
You know?
Are you interested to join comedy? To do comedy?
To do comedy, not like stand up.
Stand up.
Not particularly.
Not particularly. Why?
I feel like it's just a hard road. I feel like maybe I have the confidence to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm okay with just being on stage, things like that. But things like if people talk back, or like having to make jokes on the spot, things like that, and needing to be funny all the time, I don't know if I can handle that yet.
Here's what with the people talking back, that's we call heckler.
Yeah, hecklers.
And not every show will be hecklers.
Okay.
So it's not like, oh, you're gonna perform and then there's gonna someone's shouted something at you. Most of the time at the comedy club, if there's someone's like very disruptive to the show, they'll be removed from the show. And if in about like improvisation, making jokes on the spot, it's crowd works.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about crowd works in comedy, it's not 100% improvisation. There's a trick to that. When you ask the crowds, it's more of a like, don't make it an open-ended question, make it a closed question. So just kind of like ask yes or no.
Okay.
Because with doing that, if the answer is yes, you already prepared your next jokes.
And if it's a no, you also know
exactly.
what to say. Okay, I understand.
So it's like that's a technique there.
Okay. For hecklers though, like I know it's not every show, so it's not predetermined to be there. But if you do get it, do you have a way to do that, or you just wait for the security? I feel like I don't know.
Here's a dilemma, because when there is a hecklers, the other audience, they wanted the comedian to put down the hecklers, right? Which means that feel free to just talking shit to the hecklers.
Okay.
Because it will help the show. We had this show in Bali, and there's this woman. I'm just gonna say, I don't know why. Every time there is someone offended at a comedy show, it's always a white woman. It's always American, for sure. This lady sitting in the front row and just like heckling every time comedians perform from the beginning to the end.
Karens.
And all the comedians are like locals. Their English is not as good to like reply back. And then she was like, oh, you cannot make that jokes. You cannot say that. You cannot make a joke about someone that cannot defend themselves. So it's very disruptive. And I got up and I was like, you've been talking too much. Let me talk to you now.
Okay.
And I was like, so what's your name, ma'am? And then she was like, did you just call me ma'am? Did you just assume blah, blah, blah,
my
blah,
God.
blah? And I was like,
oh, she's that type.
Okay. It's my fault. Let me apologize. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase the question. What's your name? that got her to shut the down and then just like left. And then
She just left.
And
She
then
gave up.
as she leaving, I was like, give applause for this woman leaving the place. Finally, we can have our show.
That's an amazing response, though. Yeah,
Exactly. Like
no.
sometimes hecklers, because there are two types of hecklers. One is a fun hecklers
Okay.
that is genuinely adding to a show,
Okay.
as in like
Making their own jokes.
yeah,
Kinda.
making their own jokes and then like and then once the comedian talk to them, they will like shut
Yeah.
up.
Okay.
The other type of hecklers is like that kind of Karen,
Okay.
just kind of like attention,
They
right?
just
Just
want,
like
yeah.
she just want like the spotlight
Mhm.
on her, and yeah. So
I mean, you go to a comedy club and you do that. I don't understand.
right,
I don't understand.
right. Like it's not about you; it's
Yeah.
about the comedians and the people.
What I'm guessing is that she legitimately just wants attention, like you said, right?
Yeah,
Because
sometimes.
there's no way a person goes to a comedy club thinking there's no dark jokes.
Sometimes they're also too drunk.
Okay. I mean, it's Bali.
Yeah.
So, okay. I'd be
Sometimes,
surprised if they're not.
sometimes, and sometimes there will be like audience that came already
came.
fucked up, drunk, and just more drunk, and
Okay.
came and just like very disruptive. There's this time, a drunk Australian man
Okay.
came to the show late with a very obvious looking hooker next to him. Right? And then this man just sat in the back, shirtless.
Of course.
And of course, my friend who's like on stage just break the tension because people attention just like this man walking into the venue, right?
Completely shirtless.
Just completely shirtless. So my friend just kind of like grip on him. He walked to the front row and then sit in the front row
Okay.
the whole time. After the show finished, he walked to us on the side. He was like, "You should thank me. Without me, your jokes are not funny." I was like, "Okay, calm down, white man."
I feel like all of these stories you're telling me, they're all foreigners.
All foreigners.
Yeah, every single one of them that either disrupts or make it a little bit funnier. There's foreigners.
Because like I think that's also the culturally difference, right? Like
Indonesians don't want to
Western
interrupt.
and Indonesian, if they don't like it, they just leave.
Yeah.
Which is
Western-
like best
which
scenario.
makes sense. Which makes sense. You don't like something, don't be there.
Yeah,
Right.
don't be there. And then like just leave the place.
Foreigners, on the other hand, feels like they have to fix it.
Complain it on Twitter like Indonesian do, you know? Just
Complain on social media.
Make a fucking thread about how bad the show is, you
Just
know?
insult the person on social media. Yeah.
Exactly.
Why are you doing it in front of our face?
Exactly.
It's different.
That's us Asian.
You say that it's different, but I know that you're usually into foreigners more than Indonesians.
Oh hell yeah.
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 Yeah. Why is that?
I'm not racist. My vagina is.
Okay. I wouldn't have guessed. Okay.
So it's more of
course.
that. It's more of that.
Is it just better?
Yeah,
Is it- really?
it's just better. I feel like Indonesians, the portion is just too small for me.
Really? So it's more of the size of the wave than the motion of the ocean. It really
Yeah, it
matters a
really
lot.
really matters. Really
Really?
matters. If someone say size don't matter, you lie. You lying son of a.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to help you guys. There
Well,
we
but
go.
here's the thing. All right, size don't matter. It's more of a like occasional thing.
Okay.
If the man knows different other ways to pleasure their woman.
There's no way that's the only reason. Come on.
Another reason is I feel like this is just like not Indonesian but like Asian in general.
Okay.
Right? If you as a woman, if you married to someone, you also married his family.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this because it's like a generalization, but most cases that happen was the husband's family or the guy's family would just be involved in the relationship, you know, saying as
Really?
in like have saying in the relationship, and
Okay.
sometimes the man cannot say no to his mother
Okay.
even though it's his relationship,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
like, yeah, you're married to the family, but you should not listen to what they're saying.
It should be you and the guy.
Exactly.
It shouldn't be, yeah.
It should be you and your partner,
Yeah.
not you, your family, and your partner.
And your partner's family.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So it's more of like that. But then, like, in the Western part, it's more of a like, yeah, the family has say something, but like it back to themselves following it or not.
I feel like, to me, that's a bit debatable because I completely understand where you're going from. It's just that, isn't it, if you're with family, it's a lot nicer. Like, you got a whole nother family too. Or is that not something you want?
Yeah, but like, what's the percentage when you're getting that nice family versus the busybody family?
Fair enough. But that's why you choose your partners correctly, right? You choose your partner.
Yeah. But
or
like,
maybe there's like a really good partner, but the family are just completely evil. Is that what you're worried about?
Yeah, I mean, like, if that's the case, I will tell my partners, like, why don't you leave your family? You know, like,
but they're my family.
You can, and you're allowed to cut ties with your family if your family is toxic.
Okay.
I firmly believe that.
Okay, fair enough. No, I think that's more of a Westerner mindset too, honestly.
Yeah.
But I do, yeah, that makes sense. That's fair enough.
Do you know the saying, blood is thicker than water?
Blood is thicker than water. Yeah. Isn't it? I know the full saying.
Yeah.
Too.
Blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is the opposite of what it actually is.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which means that friends is
the family that you choose.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always a fan of literature
okay.
and history.
Okay.
And, you know, contrary to how I look, Oscar, I read.
Okay, whoa. You're assuming. I made no assumptions. I thought your tattoos were amazing.
Thank you.
There's clearly words in there, even though I can't read. Is that words?
Yes, that's words.
Exactly. See?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, there we go. A nerd.
Yes, I am. I am a nerd.
So am I. I love Star Wars. Don't worry.
Have you watched Star Trek?
My father loves Star Trek. I'm more of a Star Wars kind of guy.
Okay. Yeah.
I have one tattoo. It's here, and it says Sunrise Parabellum.
Oh, okay. That's
cool. In my opinion, I think, I'm not saying like it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that for me, I think having only one tattoo is more meaningful.
Okay. I mean, I understand where you came from. And then, like, with tattoos, it's different. Each person in this world has their own opinions about tattoo. And I cannot say you're wrong. Get more tattoo, you know? If you think getting one tattoo is enough, then, like, get one. Now, for me, I'm just like, you know, it's cheaper than therapy.
Fair. Oh, well, yeah, but it also sticks with you forever, and I don't know which one is better. Actually, I think I do know which one is better.
I mean, tattoo looks cool.
You're talking to a person that's learning how to become a psychologist.
Oh!
Yeah, and you're saying tattoos are better than
No, I go to therapy, Oscar. Okay. I go to therapy.
But you have tattoos. Why would you go to therapy?
Because, you know,
it didn't work out.
It's not on the outside. It's on the inside.
Tattoos heal the outside. Therapy heals the inside.
Exactly.
Here's the thing about like multiple tattoos. Because if I see a person with multiple tattoos, I feel like they always have a favorite. And I constantly wonder, why don't they just get that one favorite? So my usual question for someone with a lot of tattoos is just, what is your favorite tattoo? And explain that one.
My favorite tattoo will be I don't have one, I have two.
Okay.
These Chinese words right here.
Okay.
It's called 天上天下唯我独尊.
Despite how I look, I don't know how.
Sorry, I something. I assume.
You just assume my race.
I just assume. Just look like it.
I look Chinese.
You do. What the are you talking about?
Well, you think I look Chinese?
That's
disrespectful. Chinese. That's disrespectful right
then
there.
What are you? Are you not Chinese?
I am, in fact, Canadian.
There are some Chinese in Canadian.
I identify as Canadian, actually. So, you know, I don't know what to sorry. Explain.
It's fine. This is from a Buddhist saying. Throughout Heavens and Earth.
Alone
I'm
and
the
the Honored
lone,
One.
the
Okay.
honored one.
Mm,
And this one right here in the back. This is
Okay.
not Thai.
okay.
This is Falcon calligraphy. Star Trek.
Okay.
I'm a
Okay.
nerd, Oscar. We established that.
No, I got it. I got it. Star Wars fan over here.
Yeah,
But which one does it say?
This is a quote from Dorian Gray
Okay.
book. It says like, I don't want my emotion to control me. I want to be the one in control of my emotion. Use them and be peace with my emotions, that kind of thing.
Mm.
It's a quote from the picture of Dorian Gray.
Wait, that's in what language is that? In
In English.
No,
oh,
no,
the one. This is a falcon.
the Falcon. So if someone knows how to, yeah. Spock, that I know.
Yeah.
So if someone knows Falcon, and is doing doggy style with you, they can read.
Yeah, they can read. They'll be like, I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
While moving,
100%.
I agree.
100%.
I feel like if that was me, I'd probably get a little bit softer. But you know, I'll be
Well-
more interested in the literature. You know, you never know.
Well, or like we can just like doing it and then just like talk about Star Trek the entire time.
I feel like
Chances are if someone understand what he's saying,
they are very into it.
exactly.
Yeah, there's a chance they get even more turned on by reading it.
Exactly.
They're like, my God, this is
Exactly.
the one right here.
That's right.
I know the other one. That's Chinese or
Mhm.
Mandarin, right?
Mhm.
I know the other one from an
Jujutsu
anime.
Kaisen?
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu
It's
Kaisen.
Gojo. I feel like a lot of people tell you that.
Yeah, a lot of
Mhm.
people tell me that. And do you read the
I
manga?
do. Yeah.
Do you
I
know
read.
how it finishes? I hate how it finishes.
No, I hate it too.
I hate
I
how
hate it too.
finishes. It's very. It's anticlimactic.
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, I know a lot of people that's probably watching me also reads it or watches it. We won't say how it ends.
No,
just
we
in
won't
case.
say. I'm just gonna say
But
they could have done better.
yeah, they could have
It's
done
like-
a lot better.
Like it feels rush.
Yeah, I don't know. In the author's defense, it is his first time writing a book, first time writing a manga, and I
Fair.
cannot imagine how hard it is to write a book.
Fair.
Have you ever tried to write a book?
No. I wrote a lot of fan fiction back in the day. I know it's different.
Okay,
I know
okay.
it's different.
Well, it's something.
It's something. I mean, 50 Shades of Grey
It started off as a fan fiction.
of Twilight.
Yeah. So technically, if you just look through your folder, there could be something
There
in
could
there.
be something.
There could
in
be
there.
something very good in there.
But am I
know.
gonna sell my soul? No.
So I mean, it depends on how much money. Depends on how much money it
Fair.
is. Well, about the fan fiction one, I wanted to ask because I also wanted to write something,
Uh-huh.
and I think I also wrote some fan fictions back in the day.
I do firmly believe everyone tried to write
Yeah.
some fan fiction
feel
back in
like-
the day.
I feel like so. Yeah.
It's
What is-
like your self-insert in the story.
exactly. Oh my god. Every single story that is like that I love, I always imagine what would happen if I'm in that story.
Yeah, exactly.
And I always make myself like the Mary Sue. I was like just the best there is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just fix every single problem.
Just know everything.
No issues, no
Jack
anything.
of all trades.
Exactly. Master of all trades, actually. There we go. How much would it cost?
What?
How much would it cost for you to publish a fan fiction? You said you don't want to sell your soul, right?
I don't think it's.
Really?
I mean,
Everyone has
I-
a price.
I wrote all those fan fiction on the forum back in the like AO3,
Okay.
Tumblr, Wattpad, and all,
Mhm.
and it's all
Wattpad, come on, let's go. Okay, of
and
course.
it's all dirty. It's all I don't think it's
You don't think 50 Shades of Grey is dirty?
nah, that 50 Shades of Grey books are shit.
Yeah, it sold a lot.
Sold a lot.
It sold a lot.
It says the people.
Yeah.
It says more about the people.
Someone offers me money to sell my fan fictions. I'm in. I'm down. You can have them.
Fair. I'll be like, yeah, You know what? Have it. Do it, you know?
Publish basket
Publish.
kabuja. Go ahead. I'm okay with that. Money's all that matters. Isn't that what you said about sugar daddies?
Yes, yes,
Exactly.
money is all matters. Money matters.
That's why you go for foreigners that are sugar daddies.
I mean, more of a like, you know, permanent residency in another country than the money.
Okay. A green card.
A green
Okay.
card. A green card.
So
but no,
you're-
no, I love my boyfriend so much.
You also love Canada a lot. You just so happen to really love Canada.
Right, the maple syrups. Come on.
Exactly. The bears, everyone's just
Lumberjacks.
overly nice.
Exactly.
You know, everyone loves Canada. It just so happened that your boyfriend lives there.
Exactly.
It just so happened if you get married, you get a green card.
It's not like I'm hunting him down.
Of course not.
No.
Of course not, right? I feel like, yeah, most foreigners, if you check it, are richer than Indonesians. It makes sense too. And the ones that goes to Bali should be, no? Because they go to party, they go to everything.
There are the endemic of bagpacker, not backpacker,
Bagpacker?
bagpacker. It's not just in Bali, in Thailand, in like Southeast Asia.
Mm-hmm.
These people comes to have like vacation, run out of money, and then just like begging.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
In Bali, I've never heard the
in
term.
Bali. And in Thailand, there's a lot of backpacker in
So, like,
Thailand.
So like foreigners just begging for money
Just
in
begging
Bali?
for money to
Really?
for like a fly back home or something, or like
Um,
GoFundMe, you know,
Okay.
help me go back and all, and they will like create a scenario how it's unsafe for them in that country, and how they need to go back.
But you went all the way to Bali. You spent all your money.
Exactly,
That's probably your fault.
exactly. And then the foreigners in Bali, especially in Canggu right now, there's a lot of like crazy drunk driving.
Okay.
Tourists, like that's the problem, right? They don't they can't really drive a motorbike, or not really never drive a bike before in their
Okay.
country, and then
And
come
they just
to
try.
Bali and then just like try fuck around and find out, and they do found out,
Yeah. Okay.
and it just created problems.
Okay. Where should I go if I go to Bali? I am planning on going back. I'm not particularly a party person.
What are you, like more spiritual,
No, not really.
Mercury in retrograde kind of bullshit?
Emo, just punk rock. No, I'm kidding. I used to be a heavy party goer. Like, I mean, birthdays. I go to birthdays a lot. Yeah.
You
I
have
go
a
to-
lot of friends go to birthdays
a lot of friends go to
Damn.
birthday parties. I'm pretty
Damn.
sure some of my friends are there right now,
Okay.
probably, or soon. But I don't go anymore because I used to go like almost every day, and now I'm just tired.
Same, man.
Yeah.
Same. I used to be like parties, like got home at like 4,
Yeah.
5 in the morning. Now it's like, I'm tired.
Go home at 5,
My
wake
back
up at
hurts.
3. I can't. Yeah, there we go.
My back
Whoa, from what? whoa,
A lot of
whoa.
bag throwing that I did.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Bali is mainly for parties.
Yeah.
And for you don't party that much either anymore.
I don't. That's why I moved from Canggu to Tabanan now.
Okay.
I live in the up north of Canggu,
Okay.
and it's so great as an excuse, because my friend would be like, "Hey, let's go out." I was like, "Nah, I live far
I
away.
live too far."
No.
Then as a former party goer as well, what else can you do in Bali other than that? What is something fun to do?
There are a lot of things to do. Like if you there's a lot of gyms that you can go, right?
Oh, well, okay.
But don't go to the fucking pricey gym. There's also like some like a normal pricing
Okay.
range gym, right? If you want to like do activities, there's a lot of like just go to the beach, like
Okay.
surf and all. There's also a lot of like communities, like different communities, like book reading, board game night.
Okay.
Dungeons and Dragons. I play Dungeons and Dragons.
You do?
We play it every week.
I wonder.
Play every week.
I've never been able to try. I have a friend that plays Dungeons and Dragons, but I've never had the chance to try it out.
Have you played Baldur's Gate?
I do. I have.
It's basically Baldur's Gate. It's a D&D. Baldur's Gate.
When it launches, I have 200 hours in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent almost every day playing that game. That's Dungeons and Dragons.
D&D. D&D needs commitments because my longest running campaign just finished, just over.
Okay.
We played for 2 years for a story.
That is a lot of commitment.
2 years.
That is a lot of commitment for one game.
I know, but it's fun.
No, I can imagine
It's
it.
fun. Because in D&D you can be anything, you can do anything with Dungeons and Dragons, right? You can fuck a horse and no one give a fuck.
I feel like I should go back to partying instead of just this. Instead of this, I think I should just go back to partying.
D&D is also a party, all right?
Yeah,
D&D party.
Yeah. Well, one of them people just say, "Okay, cool." The other one give you weird looks usually.
Yeah, well, that's why you need to I think it's better to play with your closest friends, right? Because your closest friends knows how fucked up you are in the head. And whatever you do, whatever you say, they'll be like, okay, just you're like, all right,
I won't lie. This is me just assuming, but from before we talked, I did not think you would know all these things. I did not think you would play Dungeons and Dragons or like watch Star Trek, things like that.
I'm a nerd.
I know,
I'm a nerd. I don't look like it.
I'm a heavy introvert.
Yes.
Right, and I can talk to people, and if I'm on a stage, I'm fine, but it does take a lot of my energy.
Oh, same.
Right, there we go. So you're probably like you're a confident introvert.
Yeah,
that's what I like to say. Right. Thing is, with certain people, I don't need to use energy.
I agree.
Right?
Like with my boyfriend, for example, we can talk hours without me getting tired, and we can talk about anything. Because like I like my idea and my belief to be challenged.
Okay.
Right?
So you get a debate. It's fun.
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
it's fun. It's a healthy debate. It's not like, oh, you have to listen to me.
Yeah.
It's more of like, all right, let's talk about it.
No, I agree.
Communication is really important in a relationship, in any relationship.
Yeah. Like communicating and feeling like you belong there is great. There's sometimes where I can test it by if I go quiet in like a relationship and like I'm just hanging out with them, I don't talk. Do I still feel normal? Do I still feel happy? Yeah.
There is like a comfortable silence.
Exactly. So like there's a difference between awkward silence and comfortable silence. Yeah. That's how I test it.
Because like me and my boyfriend, we can just like laying in bed. Just he do his thing, I'm doing my thing. We don't talk, but it's just nice.
Yeah.
There is no need for me to feel like I have to say something. We have to talk about something.
Yeah.
Right? That's the comfortable silence.
Yeah. No, for that, except for the needs part, I feel like a lot of people think that their partners need to try harder than they do. I don't know if this is true. This is what I heard girls think.
Well, I cannot speak on behalf of every woman in this world. But for me, relationship should be like pushing a boulders down the hill.
Okay.
It should be easy.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
If there's something wrong, if it's not that easy,
love shouldn't be hard. Yeah.
There's gotta be something that maybe it's fixable. Maybe it's something like on when you're rolling down the boulders, something on the ground.
There's a little rock, maybe.
Pick it up. Doing it again. It's loving someone should not be hard.
Okay. Yeah. I agree with that. However, I have this saying where I forgot where I got it from, but you know how some people say love got to be 50-50? Like you try 50-50. Some people say you got to try 60-40. What I think is that it should be 60-40, but both people should try to be the 60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of like this, right? And people were like, sometimes they don't they break up, or like they don't go date that person because they have a lot of baggage. Everyone's have baggage.
Everyone's got something going
Everyone
on.
got something.
Yeah.
Everyone have baggage. The thing is, when you're in a relationship, it's up to you two whether you pack the baggage nicely or stumble into each other's baggage,
Yeah.
right? Like you should work together to
You can help them carry
each other.
it. Yeah.
The best relationship, or like the healthy relationship, is you feel that you better each other.
Okay. Yeah, you make each other better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You pull out the better from each other. That's I think that's beautiful.
Those are general relationships tips, right? But when it comes to foreigners, is there anything different other than the family one? Is there anything different from a normal Indonesian one, let's say?
No.
Okay.
I think
that's surprising.
I think like it's not about race, it's not about nationality, it's more about personal level of like how they treated their partner.
Okay.
Right?
Well, I mean,
there's no generalization in a way.
Really?
There are some stereotypes,
okay.
but sometimes their stereotypes are not true.
But isn't there like different cultures, different
culture? Yes, as in like sometimes like Asian will be in like Asian culture will be like, the man pay for everything.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
and sometimes there are some girls who just kind of like expect
Yeah.
to get to not pay anything.
There's
right?
also, I heard a thread, I forgot where it was, but a man broke up with his wife in Indonesia because the woman did not give him rice, did not like scoop him up rice.
I read that on
Have you-
Twitter.
yeah.
I read that on Twitter. But then
Yeah.
again, maybe it's not just that.
True. Yeah.
We don't know how their house situation is.
True.
Right?
But I mean, I'm using that as like an example
Yeah.
of culture, right?
It's more of like the expected, let's say, patriarchy or like matriarch and all that, right? The expectation on dating is different.
Okay.
Because like, yeah, there are some moments like expect to not spend any money on a date, to get pampered, to get spoiled, to just like, hey, buy me this and that.
Okay.
But when I cannot say it's all women, because me personally, in every relationship, I always go 50-50.
Okay.
As in like, okay,
That's very rare.
as in like, okay, if we go on a trip together, I will pay for the flight, you pay for the hotel.
Yeah,
or
I
like
get it.
it's the other way around, right?
Okay.
Or like, okay, you pay for for dinner, I'll pay for drinks.
Okay.
Or like, I'll pay the next date. I'll always try to reciprocate
Okay.
the efforts, right?
Okay.
And what I don't really like about situation in Indonesia in general, there will always like a fight talking about patriarchy and feminist every day on Twitter. I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know why.
I feel like there's certain like societal norms like that. They could be bad. There's a lot of them that's bad. But there's also some that's like they're not horrible either. Some of them are positive.
Yes.
Right? Like for example, masculinity and patriarchy, sure, a lot of it is bad. But simple acts like, okay, if there's a woman, you should open up the door for them, or you should carry up their bags.
Yeah, that's a gentleman way.
That's a gentleman way, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. When it comes to dates, I will say I am guilty of like always wanting to pay.
But that's the thing. It's you who wants to pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's you who wants to pay. It's a different scenario when the man willing to pay versus the woman expected.
Mm,
You know,
okay.
expectation and willingness. It's two different.
Okay.
I see it in a two different way.
Yeah. No, I will say this is a tip for the girls too.
Yeah.
For me specifically, I will pay, but I really like it if the girl attempts to pay.
Yeah.
Because that's like, it shows that they,
It shows that they're also have an effort,
Yeah.
like something.
yeah.
You know, even I'm sure that like if the girl was like attempted to pay
Mhm.
and the guy would be like, no, I'll get it.
Mhm.
You know, it's fine. There will be no Twitter thread the next day.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know?
It's not like, no, I will pay. No, it's
Exactly.
like, I will pay. It's
Exactly.
good.
Instead of like, hey, you pay for this, right? It's
Yeah,
No.
it's okay. I got this one.
no.
No, I understand. But I really like it because it's showing that firstly they are capable of doing that too.
Yes.
And secondly, I feel like they care more if they try,
Yeah.
you know?
And talking about this, it's more of a like, you know, people always saying like, I don't know if you also you know, on Twitter a lot.
Uh,
I love reading the dramas on Twitter, I'm just gonna say.
I get my dramas from someone else. They
Okay.
tell me usually.
So there's a lot of like discussion about talk about like, you know, like about the feminists.
Okay.
Feminist or you say you want to be independent, but when the guy told you to be independent, you cry, thank to feminists
Yeah.
and all that. And I was like,
Mm.
that's kind of like a wrong interpretation of what feminist
Yeah,
is,
okay.
right? And I feel like right now, not all, but some more just kind of like taking it the wrong way of
Okay.
like feminist. Feminists, so all women have a choice.
Okay.
They can have a choice to do what they want
Mhm.
instead of like what expected of them to be do,
Yeah, okay.
right? So it doesn't matter if you as a wife want to make lunch box for your husband,
Yeah.
you know. But this is what also I hate. Some girls will be like, oh, what are you like, just
Why are we
succumb
doing
to
that?
the
Patriarchy.
patriarchy.
Yeah.
What are you, a slave? No, that's just her showing her
Yeah.
love to her husband.
No, I saw an Instagram video once of like a girl trying to make lunchboxes for her husband and kids. And then I was like, oh, this is really nice. Like, wow, it was amazing. Check the comments and oh my God. All of them are like, what, is your husband a child?
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this for your husband?
No, like
Blah, blah.
if you're that girl, if you're that girl who just kind of like like commenting on that, a nice show
It's
like love
great,
showing,
right?
saying like, oh, you're a slave, what your husband
Yeah.
cannot make their own food. Hey, you can choose not to make lunch for your husband
Yeah.
because of feminism.
If your husband's okay with that,
Then
then
it's
like
fine.
then who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about the relationship, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If you enjoy doing that, just let them be.
Back again to the willingness and expectation.
Yeah. No, I think the expectations is not particularly good, but willingness, that is.
It's willingness is better than expectation.
Yeah.
Me personally, I wake up, I have no expectation for the day. I have no expectation, Aska, because
Okay.
if the day went shit, I'll be like, okay.
I did not expect anything from
Exactly.
this day, so it's all good.
Exactly.
No, I understand. No, zero expectations means you can't be disappointed.
Exactly.
Yeah. That is why I have very high expectations for myself. I need to do something really good. I have to. That's motivation right there.
That's motivation.
It's horrible, but it's motivation.
You can have motivation,
Mhm.
but no expectation.
Well, really?
I don't know. It's just me. It's just me.
I feel like I need expectation for motivation. Like, for example, for my college,
Mhm.
I'm taking psychology, and I need to be like, for example, there's a grade. I'm expected to get like at minimum a B. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I expect that. And because I expect that, I am more motivated to try.
Okay.
You know? I don't know if it's the same for chemical
I-
engineering.
I'm telling you.
I don't know if it's the same for forestries, but Well, yeah. Wait, no, the viewers don't know yet. There's
Oh yeah, I took chemical engineering in college.
chemical engineering. Almost took forestry.
Almost took forestry.
Which is?
I don't know why.
What is forestry?
It's in the name, forestry.
Basically, you learn about forest and trees.
I think I don't know. I like to think it's more of like conservation
Okay.
and all, right?
You like to think that.
And I was like, I'm introvert. I don't like being among people or just being among trees. You know.
Okay, wait. We got chemical engineering, forestries, and the last one I forgot.
Law.
You said law. I understand why you didn't pick law.
Yeah.
I have some friends that pick law. They, I don't think they have hair anymore.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
I don't really see like good lawyer with a good hair.
Yeah, exactly, right? I don't know. Other than like what do you call it? Medical. I think law is also very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand why you didn't take forestries for no reason whatsoever.
Yes.
Of course. I actually no, I don't understand that. I would take forestries.
I would if I can turn back time, I will choose forestry instead of chemical engineering.
Okay, so why did you take
Because
chemical?
my mom told me to. And at that
Well, I can understand why your mom didn't want forestries.
and at that time I still listened to my mom.
Okay.
So my mom was like, choose chemical engineering because like, you know, you live in Taiwan, it's easy to get a job as an engineer in like, you know, factory or something. And I was like, that's right, I like money. It's a high paying job in Taiwan. So I was
There we
like,
go.
I'll
What
take
did you-
chemical
What do
engineering.
you even learn in chemical engineering? What is the difference with?
You're not
Mm-hmm.
making like explosive.
Okay, well that's bad.
Like a lot of chemical, not making explosive, but like the professor will always say like, be careful, don't mix like a wrong thing or this whole school gonna explode. No, and I was like, maybe you should try that. No.
I agree. No, well, I mean, the professor said so. Listen, this is how you make a nuclear bomb. You shouldn't, but this is how. We're showing you so you don't do it.
And I'm just gonna say, I know how to make. Am I gonna do it? No.
Censor that one, just in case for the editor.
Just in case, I don't want police knocking on my door after
She
this
knows
podcast.
how to.
I know
doesn't
how
mean
to.
she will.
It's in the it's the process of making crystallization.
Okay.
It's a crystallization process.
Methamphetamine is a part of the okay.
No, you can apply the process to make that.
Okay.
How I know about it? Because this mouth cannot shut up in the class. So I just asked the professor. I'm like, hey, I watch a lot of Breaking Bad.
Just curious.
Just curious.
If one wanted to make it, you know, Walter White.
Can we apply this thing?
Can we? You know?
And the professor was like, yes, but there's also a hell ton of different other process that you need to go through to make it. So this is not the process. It's one of the process.
It's one of the process. And then you ask, oh, okay.
And I was like, okay.
So what are the other processes?
I was like, okay, so Breaking Bad is not lying.
Is that lying? Did you figure out what are the other processes are?
No.
Damn.
I
well,
can't be ours. I can't be ours.
See, curiosity kills the cat. I would ask. I would immediately ask her for that.
And then like I will get Mark.
Yeah.
And then like call to the dean office. I was like, hey.
You'll be on the list. Okay, so how did you go from that to becoming a comedian then?
Life.
Oh, well, that's the main answer for everything.
I didn't finish my college.
Okay.
It's like I dropped out in like third year.
Okay.
Depressed
Oh,
and
well,
all that.
okay.
That 2014, you know, died. And then I was like, you know what? I was always also a fan. I was always a fan of comedy.
Okay.
So I love enjoying watching comedy. So I went to the comedy club in Taiwan, starting as an audience, befriend with the comedians,
Okay.
and the way I got into performing was like on one open mic, the host was like, all right, for your last comedian, she's a special guest from Indonesia.
Oh?
And no one from Indonesia except me. I was the only Indonesian person, and I was like, what? And they called my name, and I was like, no. and then they just handed the mic to me, and I just spent 2 minutes roasting the comedians. And they love it. And I was like,
well, it's great then.
I like this, validation.
They just put you on
and
stage.
This reaction, exactly.
Without you like knowing or anything.
No.
They just, here you go, like that.
And I was like, okay. I mean, even though sometimes I do see, when I was like just watching the comedy show in the comedy club, sometimes I'll see some comedians trying open mic, and I'll like, I can do better than that. I can definitely do better than that. Jesus Christ, that's abysmal.
That is how you see passion, though. I will not lie. That is how you see passion. Because there's sometimes my passion, for example, is boxing. Every time I watch boxing fights, I'm always like, oh, actually, I think I can do a little bit better than that. I know probably I can't. I'm probably just bullshitting and I can't. But I'm very passionate about it.
You'll never know if you never tried.
There we go. And then you tried, and you were right.
And I was like, haha, I'm better than you.
Who knows? Maybe I will also try open mic one day.
Try open mic.
Why not?
You have a lot of stories. I do believe you have a lot of stories as a son of your father.
as a son of a father, you're right. I will try. Anyways, thank you for coming here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
For a lot of talk. Great talk.
Get up.
Fine. All right. Just gonna burn this whole place down.